Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm very excited about our upcoming meeting to discuss a possible move. And more importantly than that, I made this 6 or 7 minute video here because I have found over the years that what we answer in this video here usually winds up saving you about 45 minutes to an hour in our meeting. I know how busy everybody is here. So the things I really want to discuss are the number one things that I have found that are really of utmost concern to most homeowners there. The notes I took were, first is pricing. Of course, we got to know what the price is here to give you a ballpark figure of where you want to go and how to achieve the goal you're trying to accomplish there. Second of all is, how do we prepare your home for sale? And thirdly is, what exactly do we do to promote it? Let's quickly start with pricing. In the traditional manners, we used to just look at what the comparable homes was in your local neighborhood and kind of come up to see how we compare. Some of that's still true. However, at the same token, we really look at not just what's closed escrow recently, but what's currently on the market. And we also look at all the options the buyers have nowadays with the surrounding developments that are comparable, in addition to the surrounding cities, because we see a lot of consumer behavior moving and migrating. And sometimes we scratch our head, for instance, and sometimes here within a neighborhood, we could have a lot of sales in one quarter, and the next 2 quarters we have a very soft sales, even though there's a lot of sales going on in the surrounding developments there. So we're going to take everything in consideration when it comes to pricing, and I can assure you, once you come up with the price you'll be happy with, and at the same time, more importantly, that it winds up meeting what you're trying to accomplish there. Second of all is getting your home prepared. With all the HGTV out there, sometimes many homeowners come away thinking that they need to put thousands of dollars, maybe even remodel their entire kitchen, just to prepare it for sale. But I can assure you that 95 to 98% of all of the homes that we have on the market fall under these 3 categories. One is, whatever you're going to put into your home, you want to make sure that it doesn't make sense to put $1 out and get 50 cents back. Meaning an $80,000 kitchen, and just 2 months later sell it, only get 50 grand back. That doesn't make sense. So what really enhances for every dollar you put in to get almost 10 back are these 3 items. One, decluttering, deep cleaning, and accessorizing. When I say decluttering, most of the time it's not putting furniture in when we're trying to quote unquote prepare a home. It's getting furniture out. Your floor plan has a natural line of sight that the builder developed during the architecture stage, and sometimes because we're living in it, we kind of have some big furnishings, we kind of move things around. So most of the decluttering is taking large furnishing out, rearranging the theme, and when I say decluttering, I'm talking about cupboards, closets, everything, yards, garages, and you're going to be surprised that this does take a while, but it really gives it that open, airy feeling. Number 2 is the deep cleaning. Some of the samples I give people is, if you notice, many of us have crown molding or baseboards, beautifully white maybe. Over time, you can see little scuffs. You can see them separating. With some basic 409 cleaner and a service that comes in and just recocks them, all the open spots, recocks them, redoes the window seals, the light bulbs, the recessed lighting, the drapes, the windows, the screens, the 6-panel doors, the knobs, the staircase, every single thing. When we get done deep cleaning, I can't tell you how your home just sparkles. And then the accessorizing. After I see people declutterize and deep clean, they feel that it's almost too minimalistic. But what we wind up doing in order to get that to pop, we do what the designers do. Maybe just go to Hobby Lobby and we can get little colors we want. The oranges, the purples, whatever it may be that fit your theme that you're trying to do, and orange candles, little green topiaries, little accent clocks. I just finished a home here where for $190 we had so many accessories that throughout the whole home, the homeowner was just so surprised here. Now, whether we hire a service to do it, which we could offer some, or you do some yourself, however you want to do it, it really is such a small cost, more elbow work than anything else, and it gives you such a high rate of return there. Now the promotions. This is really our cornerstone here. My company is completely digitalized, and about 10 years ago we went all in, or I should say I went all in with my company to have a complete platform that is capitalizing on what the internet and the marketplace has to do now. I think we all know that the internet has changed things, and it's not just posting something and everybody comes to you. There really is some tremendous strategies to do that. Our two biggest platforms are Google Ads and Facebook dark post ads. And what that means is if you can't do it on your homepage, you have to have a business page, and that's an unbelievable amount of advertising that, let's just say Facebook gives you the ability to do, to build audiences with certain behaviors, interests. Many people get very, very concerned about privacy because, to be perfectly honest with you folks, there's just nothing private anymore. I want to give you a perfect example how pixel and retargeting works. I had a colleague of mine who's done very successful in real estate here for a number of years, and he called me up. His daughter assist him, and he really wanted me to help him out, to give him a guidance on what vendors to use to possibly start entering the digital world with what I do. We sat down, we discussed, and I could tell that he was a little uncomfortable, and he finally said that he's really uncomfortable. He feels this lack of privacy is bothering him. And then I dug a little further, and he told me a great story. He told me this. He told me that him and his wife went with a couple to a great steakhouse. He was high-end steakhouse. And he's not really a red wine drinker, but they ordered I won't give it the name, but let's say a Charles Krug Cabernet. And he really liked it. He ordered 2 bottles. They had a great dinner. They left. The next day, when he was in his LinkedIn and his Facebook feed, guess what was being advertised? A sponsored link saying, hey, 1987 Charles Krug Cabernet. Then he got some links about a winery, a golf tournament at the winery. He plays golf. And what he found very offended was, how can you do that? That's so breach of his privacy, he thought. Well, I could assure him, I go, you paid for dinner, didn't you, at the restaurant? He goes, well, actually I did. He goes, correct. Your Visa was charged to the point of sale to the restaurant. All this big data is for sale. People in this demographic mix, people who like red wine, people who like to play golf, everything you do online could be bought, and it's bought through a service, and then it's integrated into certain audiences there. May sound complex, but when it comes to your home, I could assure you the days of just putting an open house, putting pretty flyers, that just doesn't work anymore. All that does is give you look-to-lose neighbors, and because the market has been so hot, this many homes for sale, this many buyers, you've been able to get away with it here. But the reality is that's not what we're relying on to really enhance. We started this out by saying you do not have a preordained price. We did all this work to prepare your home. Now we want to make sure that we enhance and really, really leverage the power of the advertising that's out there to promote your home and get it in the right eyes to the right target there. So next question people ask me is, how long can we expect our home to be on the market? We're seeing some things last a long time. We see some people say they sold in a day. Here's the reality. In 30 days, that is the most absolute time frame that it should take to get a very solid offers, and making some adjustments needed to make sure that you're having within a week or two. So you could plan on 30 days realistic to have an offer with about a 45-day escrow. That's usually a very good time frame that for the last 2 years we have been right on target with here. So once again, what I have in this link also for you is a link specifically on my 30-day marketing plan. It shows you exactly what we do step by step. Truth be told, it used to be 25 pages, and over the years people tell me, Joe, even clients that love them, they go, we never read it. I did a survey over 90 people, and I think one guy read the whole thing, the engineer guy at Boeing. But everybody said, 4 or 5 pages is enough. So I condensed it to just 4 pages on exactly, very succinctly, what needs to be done, what will be done in your marketing plan. So feel free to give it a read. So hopefully when we get together here, you have your questions there. I'm looking forward, not only seeing your home, but learning to what you're trying to accomplish and where you're going next. And if you have any questions before that, feel free to give me a call. And until we meet, you take care.